Now, you remember up at the cul-de-sac?
Yeah.
Remember that big gray house, new construction gray house with the white trim?
Right. Oh, yeah. A little bit hazy today. It says I'm live, but I don't even know if I'm getting good signal up here. Whatever.
So I figured that S7 will not have this difficulty because this is 20,000 feet to the cul-de-sac, and it said it could hit 30,000 to one mirror. So I got to figure that's not going to be an issue. There's line.
Oh, you're braver than me.
You should look around. There's no place where you're not going to find graffiti. I don't know how they get there, but there's a line.
Okay.
To help sort that out. Otherwise, you'll never find it. Should you come up here? Then the next.
I would think that when we do our reciprocal zeniths, that we would trade places.
Well, you see the oh shit. It's unlocked. But as you can see, the drive times are kind of significant. So it's kind of like, not like you got to commit for the day, but it's not like you can. Come on, how can I find it? There it is. That white stripe's off a little bit, but that's pretty good.
You a little bit to the right of it?
A little bit that side of it.
Oh, to the left of it?
It's almost the right or the left edge of it.
Okay.
I mean, and for those of you playing at home, the vertical angle is only 3 degrees down. So you could turn it to 3 degrees down. This magnification, I can't even tell, but using the gun sights, yeah, it's in this dip. I think that's line right there.
Okay.
That dip, that
yeah.
pocket.
Gotcha.
That's line. So when you to find the cul-de-sac, you'll have to start that way because it's kind of a challenge.
And then as you look out out there, approximately where are you finding that cul-de-sac?
Well,
the point.
Well, there's our line. I had my line. I unlocked. Oh, you see, this is the weather I was expecting this morning instead of freezing our ass off in that wind.
Yeah.
And this is survey gold right here.
Oh, this is nice.
So
yeah,
there's the line. There's the line, and if those of you playing at home got like this first, you see this road, and you got that first farm. It's like right over that farm.
Yeah.
Right, and you see there's kind of a row of houses that come down in little arcs.
Yes.
Just that field right
okay.
there.
Gotcha. I'm going to take a gander at that. Well, you're like, okay. I recognize that house actually.
Yeah, the house is a definite visual too.
So here's what it looks like inside a Wild Hairbrook T3. Notice anything strange? Yes, it's a inverted image. So
Which is the norm.
we got 9 people viewing right now, and I'm not sure if we have good enough signal that this is coming across just the way we're seeing it now. But
All right. Remember at the parking lot that yellow jungle gym?
yeah. I just want people to see this objective lens on this theodolite. This is an amazing instrument here.
For scale.
Oh, Marilyn, if you could only be up here today.
So there's the site at the jungle gym, and now the style point would be to measure that angle, and then that would tell you where to be.
I've got Marilyn here in the chat saying, put a 4-foot level on your eye, and that will tell us where I don't know what she's saying. Here's your level vial, Marilyn.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track of. So I got the 40x eyepiece in here too, so that makes things a little myopic.
Oh, I see Marilyn's chat now. She says, take a 4-foot level, put it to your eye. That will tell you where the horizon is. Actually, no, Marilyn, that's going to tell you where the horizontal plane is from your eye. The horizon will be below that, obviously.
Well, you have 2 horizons, astronomic and terrestrial.
Sure, but
So astronomic.
but before she gets to that stage of understanding that, she has to first understand that the horizon does not rise to eye level the way these people like to recite.
It never happens.
I don't think any of them have gone to see it for themselves, but they recite it.
Well, because eye level is a horizon, it's an astronomic horizon.
Yes.
So when you quote the angle of a star, it's going to be above the astronomic horizon. When you look at
yes, and
sunset,
I'm calling that the horizontal tangent plane, but yeah, we're talking about the same
horizontal
thing.
tangent plane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tangent to the plumb line at your location.
God, that's such a tiny little angle. All right, so for the record, if you have to find the sun phone,
Okay.
it's only like 3 degrees 40 minutes to the right.
Well, when we punch in all the coordinates,
Oh, yeah, you'll
that
have-
sucker
okay,
will
well,
turn
okay,
to
yeah.
yeah.
Just saying.
There is that, but yeah, for sure, I
No,
want to see what you're doing too.
I'm still in the T2 world.
Yeah, I got you.
So it's 3 minutes, but there's the first one.
Yeah.
And
Let me take a look.
pardon me?
What is that? What is that?
That's surveyor's theodolite.
Okay.
Very, very in transit.
What do you do with it?
It measures angles and just angles for geodetic survey, map making.
Oh, that's cool.
But this was a super high end version of it. I mean, it's also happened to be about 60 years old.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a beauty, isn't it?
It's cool.
Yeah, I'm back on. So, yeah, so there. like that. And then now the big challenge would be to find the airport you need. But you can see I got a nail down there.
We've got about 13 people viewing now. I should introduce you. This is Larry Scott, geodetic surveyor of many years. This is a Wildheerbrug T3 theodolite, used in the days of triangulation and all those. I'm reading chat, so I'm getting distracted by what I was trying to say something, and then the chat suddenly popped up.
First order work.
Yes, first order. Hey, Gio. Jose says, boom. Marilyn, this is your chance to learn something. Don't keep reciting things you keep reading somewhere. We're actually doing something today. Yeah. What do you mean, holy shit? Yeah, I saw you say that. It must, maybe up here I'm getting a lot of good signal. I don't know. Yeah, it's a gorgeous day, except a little hazy. We wish that it wasn't as hazy as it is.
Because we're going to measure the shape of the Earth.
Yeah. So, do you guys mind being on YouTube?
No, sure.
I won't turn to you if you don't.
No,
It's all right.
No,
Yeah.
it's cool.
So let me ask you two. Have you heard that the Earth is flat?
Yeah,
I was just gonna say that.
What do you think of that?
I would say no.
How about you?
I've seen like things on the internet that have.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to say it's round just because like that's the common population, but I've seen things that are like convincing. But some of
Yeah,
the theories
like,
are just kind of really.
I'm sure that there are really convincing arguments to it, but until I guess I go up into space and see that it's flat or not flat for myself, I can't.
Well,
I would
that's
say-
one way to look
I
at
would
it.
say that it's round or spherical.
That's one way to look at it. I look at it this way: that if you look back in time, before NASA, before spaceflight, many hundreds of years ago or even longer ago,
Yeah.
people knew the size and shape of the Earth,
Mhm.
and they were able to measure it, and that's what we're going to be playing here and the next day,
So you're
making measurements.
You're disproving.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Okay.
We're surveyors, and it's just interesting how the flat Earth people that I come in contact with seem to be reciting the same thing over and over, and I think it's because of the videos that they're watching. But the funny thing is like why they keep saying do your own research, but they're not doing any research.
Yeah.
They just keep watching these same videos that keep saying the same thing. I don't understand why they don't come out and try something like I mean, not everyone is going to understand how to operate a theodolite, right?
Oh yeah. Of course.
But there's other things you can do like sticks and shadows, and you can make other types of measurements, right? You can call your friend in Florida and both make some observations at the same time, angled to the sun. There's so many things that could be tried, but I don't see them doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that it hadn't gotten you. Do you know anyone that has bought into it so far?
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend's mom.
Okay.
Is, like really. She also thinks that dinosaurs didn't exist, but
Well, that's the other thing. There's a lot of other things being tagged onto it,
yeah.
kind of, So it's...
Yeah, it's called the Bible. They're tagging the Bible onto it as if that's relevant.
Hey, Zoom Truth. Let's see. He wants to ask... it disappeared. Darn it. Yeah, it's flying by. I got 18 people here now.
Live.
Yeah, I'm live. I really didn't expect it to work up here, but it is.
Yeah.
This high up, you probably have competing towers.
I wonder how... So the chat appears and then it disappears. I wish it would just kind of stay up there. Oh, there we go. And folks, I'm glad you've tuned in to see what we're up to. This is kind of like a recon day, scoping out the measurements that we're going to make. We will do some more solar azimuth observations later today. And tomorrow is the big plan is to
not that much to see.
yeah.
But
Tomorrow the big plan is to do simultaneous reciprocal zenith angles. So one of us will be up here, one of us will be possibly 4, 6, or 11 miles out measuring angles at the same time. So we'll both be measuring vertical angles toward each other. Then we hope to actually measure that distance as well with an electronic distance measuring device called an EDM. So that's our plan.
yeah, it's upside down for a reason. Because to make it upside right, it takes more glass. So they were just like, oh, yeah. No, it's always been upside down. It's like upside right means nothing.
So where am I looking here?
Well, if you look over the top.
Yeah, today's a bit of a hazy day.
Oh,
Well, this board, you can't see it, and there's no way I'm going around to the side of it, is painted bright orange. And we know the position of that point as well, so we'll be able to see it from out there to measure angles to it as well.
Let's give you an idea. You see that orange panel on that big bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Walmart.
Yeah.
You can read the word pickup.
Oh shit.
Now,
Park near that thing all the time.
yeah, so the thing is, the point of this would be to be measuring precision angles from things on other mountaintops, whatever, and over the course of like days to determine a whole chain of measurements, which would go from, say, DC to Chicago. Back, and not that long ago, even in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, and then you take those measurements and
Build a whole mathematical wireframe, but based on angles coming out of this instrument here, and it got all the stuff. They put hundreds of people on decades to map what they have mapped, because it's in here. What's on the other side of the Rockies? What the hell the Rockies? So this is a high version of that. I mean, in a state, this costs a lot of money.
So what's the haze from? It might be a silly question.
Just moisture. Moisture, barometric pressure.
Hey, Zoom Truth. Can you maybe just take a pause on your topic? You're kind of like, I don't know. I'm happy you're here, but you know, we're here doing something else today. When I came to see you in Philadelphia, I totally respected what you were up to, and I backed off and did not, you know, infringe on what you were doing. I just wanted to meet you, make contact, and maybe set something up to talk to you later.
It's just so
So you're in here talking about slavery or something else. The chat is coming and going, so but later, okay? Right now, this is kind of unique, what I'm doing right now. It's pretty cool. So like I said, this is a recon to situate our plan for the observations we're going to make later this afternoon and hopefully tomorrow. I hope the weather clears up.
Yeah.
We need to dispense with some of the haze.
Put equipment in Otterbein Park and over the airport. And then that board is actually attached to that iron rod, and that iron rod is known.
I saw you say something there again, Zoom, but it popped up and disappeared. This is really not the time for me to be able to pay close attention to what you're saying. I'll have to follow up with you later. Like I said, the chat appears on my screen and then it disappears real quick. I'm not sure how to keep it up there.
But from the airport, you can see this concrete deck
Oh, yeah.
plainly. So
This looks like a popular spot. Everybody comes up here and leaves their mark.
They were actually about cleaning, pressure washing all the spray paint off, and then someone said, "Hey, don't do it. It's holding all the rock together."
Yeah, maybe it is.
So-
Point to it.
Yeah.
It'll be back in no time.
Oh yeah.
The other thing that bothers me is that they haven't leveled this off. I mean, it's just being domed like this, and as smooth as it is. And they found that dead body there in April, right?
Somebody what, fell off of here down into the woods?
They got no idea. Someone said, "Please come out." Well, this is the underground warehouse. So there's a constant military police presence at that gate.
Did not know that. What are they? So this is not. What is it called? Lookout Mountain or something? Isn't there?
No, this
there's,
isn't Lookout Mountain, but yeah.
but there's another one
Yeah.
there, right?
So yeah, take care. So one of the options.
Keep it round.
So one of the options. See, that worked out so well.
That orange sign over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Took that over
Bigger
there.
one.
Yeah.
And there's its companion. I haven't positioned it, but that would be nothing. But yeah, we could put up a second board because I'm a little concerned about seeing that because if we look,
Go ahead.
I'll show you what we're dealing with now. It's hazy. Now looking back from the airport to here, you can see this concrete deck. You're not going to see the gun. I'm hoping you can see that board, but that board's going to be about 2 arc seconds wide. 2 arc seconds, you're going to need, is that 45? With this gun here, I should have a resolution of about 1 second.
Just for the people in the chat, we're not talking about firearms. We call these guns. Theodolite is nicknamed the gun. So
Because you
Just
take
so-
shots.
yeah, we take shots with the gun.
Take shots of the camera.
Yeah. So you were saying, I just wanted to folks that were watching here.
well-
No, we got quite a crowd. We got 23 people. Pretty cool.
All right, so now if you, this is looking at the airport. The airport's 11 miles away. It's hazy. But if you look in there, you'll see a water tank near the center. That's right where we'll be. We'll be at the base of that water tank.
Not sure how well this is coming across for folks on YouTube. Let's see, I got to try that again. This is not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, it'd be too hazy, not enough contrast in there.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to take a peek. Okay.
You see that water tank?
Yes.
All right, now the water tank, we'll be at the base of that water tank. Now, if you stare at there for a while, you see a vehicle drive by.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now you got an idea of what we can and can't see.
Right. And actually, what I really saw was the sun reflecting off that vehicle.
All right.
A nice big shiny.
It may
shiny.
come down to, I think you can park like right in front of the tripod so you can see the roof of your car.
Okay.
So I'll have this up here, so I'll be 40x. Down there, if you with your S7,
Yeah.
that's what 24x, 30x. That's gonna be hard.
It's about 30.
That's gonna be hard.
It's not going to be more than 32.
I have another T3 that's 40x. It's a little bit problematic because the crosshairs are inappropriate.
Uh-huh.
They're not the astronomic crosshairs like this has. So
Now, like I said, if we take the coordinates and input that,
regardless,
yeah.
yeah, you could drive to it, but then you have to see it.
yeah, I know, of course.
Now you can see this concrete deck, and yeah, you could shoot the top of the concrete deck. I'm hoping you can see that orange panel.
Yeah.
You're not going to see me.
Well, you
the whole point is to get a vertical angle. Gun to gun is great, but getting a vertical angle to any part of this array at the same time I get a vertical angle to you at the same time.
right.
And that's the hard part because it takes me an hour and a half to get between these things. So I can shoot this at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock in the morning looking east, and then it's not 2, 3 in the afternoon by the time I get around to looking west.
Right.
totally different barometrics.
Yeah, of course. But if we can synchronize just by making a phone call.
Oh no, we'll
And then-
be
yeah, yeah.
in two places at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the whole point. There are two of us. We'll at worst see this rock outcrop of the concrete deck.
Yeah.
At best, you'll see that orange target.
Right. Well, you sent that picture of you. I think you were 6 miles away. The target looked pretty good.
Oh yeah, no, that was 4 kilometers. The 6 kilometers, only 4 miles.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that
From-
was 6. I mistakenly said 6
yeah.
miles. It was 6 kilometers.
Gotcha.
So that's only 22,000 feet.
Yeah. And it was very
At
visible.
22,000 feet, it was like a light bulb.
Yeah.
Oh, without
Yeah.
hesitation.
Yeah. Nice.
And off axis, because you're from over there. So that's broadside to the airport for that reason.
Yeah.
And
The reason I keep bringing up the coordinates is because since this is my first time
Oh,
here,
I'm not arguing. No, I'm
no,
not.
I'd just like to finish this sentence for people listening. What I'm going to do is input the positions of these stations that Larry has established. And because I've never even been here and I don't have the lay of the land in my head or which way to turn from where, I will just tell the instrument, because you've seen on my other videos, my instrument is a robot basically. And I could just tell it turn to point 2 or turn to point 3, and it will inverse the coordinate values and turn right to it. So now at least I know I'm looking in the general direction. And then, like Larry was saying, I may or may not be able to see, depending upon, the conditions, the haze or what have you. But that's just going to help me know I'm, not looking entirely in the wrong direction. So, yeah,
Yeah, the robotic guns will put you near the target, then you
Yeah.
finish it and hit measure.
that's right.
But
So, what's next? Where should we go? I can close this down and maybe start up another one. It's definitely worth coming up here for me. I'm glad you brought me up here because
sure,
this
yeah,
is
like,
it's
otherwise-
beautiful.
otherwise you wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, it's
Now,
real cool.
In the event, let me just get another gun. In the event we can see that orange target.
He's going to go get another instrument. So I think he said this thing is from the 50s. This is late 50s. It's got a very large level vial on there. So in the days of triangulation, you would have you don't see it, but there's a mountain ridge over there. We can look at the triangulation diagram. In fact, I'll be pulling that up later when I make some videos about this couple of days I'm spending here with Larry. We'll look at the triangulation diagram and you'll see the observed lines that go from one mountain to the next across, and those observations were made at night, and generally you were looking at a light because they would use a large light, or if it was in the daytime they were using a heliotrope, which was an instrument that had a mirror on it, and you would just reflect the sun's light